Alright, I am so excited to talk about Escape from New York. It's one of my favorite movies from the 80s.
Lockout.
What's that?
It's called Lockout, you idiot.
Oh. I thought Kurt Russell looked weird. Lockout stars Guy Pearce and Maggie Grace. It's a Luc Besson production. You know him from movies like The Professional, The Fifth Element, or Taken. In this movie, Guy Pearce is framed for a crime he didn't commit, and he's given two options. He can go to jail for 30 years, or he can be sent to this space station, which is a prison, where the prisoners have broken out, and the president's daughter is trapped there, and he has to go there and rescue her. Guy Pearce is an actor I really like. He's very underrated, and he's a really good addition to this movie. In fact, he is honestly the best part of this movie, to be honest, because this movie ain't that great, unfortunately. As an actor, I think he has loads of talent. He just exudes charm in this movie. I mean, his character is very entertaining. He's the kind of guy that if you saw him on the street, it'd be like this. Hey man, I like your shirt. What are you looking at, punk? It's like that. And I like that about him. He reminded me a little bit of John McClane, a little bit of Snake Plissken, a little bit of all different types of movie heroes. You know, it's fun when you got a cool guy who's got a lot of charm and he's good at telling jokes and he's in this situation where you think the average person would be peeing their pants, but he's joking about it. It's fun. Besides Guy Pearce, though, this movie kind of fell apart for me. It is fun from time to time. It is. I had some fun with this movie. But for the most part, the story is so weak, and everything is so cliched. It seems so much like it's copying off of other science fiction films as well. Maggie Grace is in this movie. She plays the president's daughter. You know her from movies like Taken. She played Liam Neeson's daughter. He had to rescue her in that, and that was also a Luc Besson production. Interesting. I actually just made that connection in my head. You learn things doing these reviews. And she was fine. I mean, I don't know. It didn't seem like there was really much chemistry between her and Guy Pearce, and I really think a lot of that is the filmmaker's fault. This movie seems weakly directed. It also seems very under budget for what they were trying to portray. Some special effects look really good. In space, some of the scenes there look great. But however, some look awful. There was a motorcycle chase scene in the early part of the movie that looked horrendous. It looked like the cutscene in a Nintendo GameCube game. You could tell that human actions were like sped up really fast to somehow try to mesh with the computer-generated imagery behind it. It was awful. Terrible scene. See, something that's really important with a movie like this, with an action movie or a science fiction movie of this type, you need a good villain. This movie does not have a good villain. There are basically two main villains in this movie. There's this one really insane guy who just like has seizures all the time and kills people. Terrible villain. Then there's another guy who was more calm. He was more of the brains of the operation. He also was very undeveloped. It was just nothing there. It was just this terrible writing, uninteresting villainous characters. Now I'm saying bad things about it, but this movie was not terrible though. I wouldn't say it's one of the worst movies I've seen all year. It just is a very mediocre, just run-of-the-mill kind of film. I had some entertainment from the scenes. It wasn't a boring movie. I was never bored by the movie. I loved Guy Pearce in it. I think he's a very underrated actor. I'd love to see him do more things. I would say if you can catch it on cable, or maybe if your friend rents it and you don't have to pay for it, you still might not enjoy it, but that might be a little better than paying full price. So because I was mildly entertained by the film, but for the most part it was just meh, I'm going to give Lockout a C. And I just want to let you guys know I've gotten a lot of requests to review the movie The Raid. I will be seeing it tomorrow. It finally came out in Ohio. Everyone's been asking me like, dude, why are you reviewing The Raid? Because I haven't had a chance to see it until tomorrow. And I will see it tomorrow, and I'll have my review up then. And until then, you can subscribe to my channel and get Stuckmanized.